one of the top welterweight fighters, not only in Europe, but on the planet, joins me today from Wales. I am talking to Mr. Lou Long. Lou, how are you, my friend? It's you're joining us from your garden, and you look fantastic for your upcoming bout here in 6 May.
Yeah, man, it's sunny in Wales, which makes a real treat, really. So, it's nice. Everything's sort of blooming in the garden, and yeah, I'm feeling great, really. It's just these last few days now. It's like 12 days now. It's like, hurry up,
I'm
like,
eager for your fight. Every time I see you fight, they're interesting. They're very violent. Like, you go for a finish every single time. You're just a true pleasure to watch, and I'm hoping, selfishly for me, for you it might not be so good, but I want you to come to my country. I want you to come to the States and fight here.
Yeah.
Because I want to see you fight in some of these events that are happening in America all the time, because I feel like there's still a lot of people stateside that don't know how good you are.
Yeah, I mean, I did put in for my visa application in December, so that process seems to take forever.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, they've got me this fight in France, so yeah, fuck it, innit? I can't do much about that process, and yeah, I want to get out there. I mean, I could see me doing quite well. Well, I see myself doing fucking very well, if I'm honest, and. If people can understand me as well, because I do tend to have people who walk around and tell me that they're my translator. I'm almost like a Welsh Rocky,
I don't know. Hey, maybe I'm the shit. I understand you fine. I don't think that's necessary. We're good to go.
You're just as fucked as me. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think I might need a translator, because nobody understands my stupid ass all the time anyway. And I wanted to ask you some things. You have a reputation for being quite shy and reserved and a bit of a stoic. So I hope some of these questions I ask you, Lou, aren't going to fluster you too much.
No. As long as it's not, can I wax you? Because I get it in fucking messages all the time.
No. The question I have is code words, right? Everyone has codes for shit that they don't say what it is. So it's give him this, right? And it means spinning elbow or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. For you, have you thought about having a suggestive code book? And what I mean by that are codes that would be funny, that would make your opponent go, what the fuck is that? So I had a couple suggestions for you.
Good. Go.
And they're suggestive, right?
Yeah.
So number one, but you have to preface it with your corner would have to say, give him the, and then the tripod would be one of them. I think that would be fantastic. I still don't know what that means, but it sounds very suggestive. The other one would be the Swansea sausage.
I'm based near Cardiff, so I don't want to cut off half my my fan base in Wales. There's a bit of a rivalry with that one, so yeah.
Oh yeah, that's I suppose that's true. So you'll have to figure out alliteration, and you'll have to figure out something funny of that.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Well, me and my team are all big music lovers, so we were gonna do them all to different songs. Take Him Down was going to be Electric Avenue by Eddie Grant.
Yeah.
Down to Electric Avenue. The fucking just shoot. It's but I can't remember what else we had. It's a fucking real funny ones.
If you're fighting a guy who's a particular cunt, one thing that would be really cool to do. One thing that would be cool is Max Holloway. You point to the ground, right? And then you shoot for a takedown after you do that. I just think that would be badass, and I'd love to see you do that. But you would have to be fighting a real cunty opponent. That's not something I think I would probably advocate for just anybody.
After my last fight, somebody said I was in the lift with someone who was in the opposite changing room, and he congratulated me on beating my previous opponent, because he just walked around owning the warm-up mat, sort of snarling and pushing people off the mat pretty much, and it's not what you do. So he's like, man, cheers for knocking that guy out or whatever I did. I was like, yeah, all in a day's work, like, you know.
All in a day's work, indeed. And I feel like I've done like 150 of these, so I've talked to fighters all over the world. Most of you guys are pretty cool, like in every country, every culture. Some of you guys are cunts, and you know who you are. But by and large, people tend to be pretty cool. And I'd imagine that's the same for you. Like when you're actually competing against somebody, I'd imagine there's some mutual respect.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's like unwritten rules of mixed martial arts, like do's and don'ts. And one of them like taking a shower before a fight.
I've never thought about it. I thought I've been thinking about it. Like there's some shows where they sort of employ some people, and they do smell. I mean, there's one fight that I've just nicknamed him the bin bag, because he does fucking smell. Like you know what corners he's in. You know what changing room he's in, because you can fucking smell him. But I couldn't think of I generally try and keep a decent level of hygiene. You'd hope the other person would, wouldn't you? But
have you ever thought about not showering for a fight?
I've never thought about it, if I'm honest.
Think about it. I'm just saying. I don't know if Gouti like deserves that. Like maybe he's a swell guy. I don't know much about him, but like if you're fighting some guy that you don't like, or some guy that you just think's annoying, how about you don't shower? How about you don't wear deodorant?
When you take a whiff and you don't want to fuck it as hard.
Yeah.
Like,
like for me personally, it would be something like I'm petty, Lou. I'm very petty. And if like somebody said shit about me that I didn't like, or if I got my feelings hurt, I would be fucking gross. I would be ripe. I would not. I wouldn't shower for a week. I wouldn't wear deodorant and be like, "You want to take me down? Like, come cuddle with me, buddy." Like, I would be fucking disgusting. And I'm just throwing that out there, man. Like, it could be something for you to consider.
I've never thought about it. I like it.
It's a passive aggressive fuck you, isn't it?
You're just gonna go catch crabs now and try to get.
I would be so fucking ripe, and like I would want like everybody in my like a 5-meter radius of me to be fucking disgusted. Like
covered in ringworm, everything.
Yeah, like I would be so ripe and disgusting. Like I'd want you to like really not like the 15 minutes or.
To be fair, not a lot of people want to grapple with me anyway, So
yeah, well, for you, I think I think you need to do something like that, because your fights tend to end very, very quickly. Put a stamp on it, and you could do that with bad hygiene. Just something to think about. Just
take a shit.
Yeah, just absolutely. Just barely wipe it up, and you're good. So you have like a nice little stench going for you. Now, one thing I've always wanted to know, when I look at your fights, like you choke people out, like you dominate guys on the ground. It's just something to see. Like your fights don't go to decision, and that's something that you become well known for in your entire career. Fighting is a small world, however, and I know that you run into these guys that you beat all the time. Yeah. And so is it like running into like an ex-girlfriend of sorts? Like it's like, yeah, you know what I did. I know what I did, but we're not going to talk about it, but we're both thinking about it. Is it like that?
Yeah, it is a bit. I mean, as you said, most people are pretty relaxed and stuff, but I'm out with fights a lot, and I corner a lot of guys and stuff like that. Half the time I fought their coaches or something like that, and just remember, I fucked this coach up. And so you've got that already, mate. But yeah, it can be a little bit awkward, but I think most people just play it down and gives a fuck. But
I always think about that, like you run into like an old girlfriend in a supermarket or in a pub or whatever,
or with your car.
Yeah, or with your car, and you're just thinking to yourself like, we know what happened, but we're not going to talk about it. I see you have a new guy. Oh, okay. And you shake his hand, and he knows, and you know, and it's just an understanding there, right? And I imagine it's like that in fighting too.
It's like, so what's the game plan? Lose again?
Exactly, man. So You have a fight that is coming up. We already talked about Bellator 280. You're fighting against Thibault Gouti. I hope I said his name right. I'm not very fucking cultured, so it is what it is.
Same. We just call him the dead French kid.
The dead French dude. So Bellator 280, like, you're the filthy Welshman nobody wants to see win in this one. You're fighting in Paris. This guy is a French guy, obviously. Does that going into an environment like that, do you enjoy that? Like being the party spoiler?
Yeah, I do. I've been thinking about this recently. Is like I do like fighting at home because it's just so much more convenient with supplies, corners, and just rather than dealing with this whole new life of Corona flying and bullshit. But at the same time, it's great to absolutely wreck someone in front of their hometown. I mean, like, I'm very respectful. I mean, I understand that he would have put a lot on the line. Friends, family, life, all that. So I'll never be disrespectful to him. But at the same time, I'm here to hurt someone. I'm here to earn money. And am I gonna let him do anything to me in any, And if I can, I'm not. I know I'm here to entertain, but at the same time, I'm also here to fuck someone else up. And if I could do that as quickly as possible, in front of his hometown, great, isn't it? I mean, hopefully he's got great support, and hopefully, but by the end of it, he'll be going, shit, that guy shouldn't have been in there with him. Which is gonna happen.
I agree with you. I'm not trying to shit all over this guy. I try to, in my space, try to be like respectful, but at the same time, I don't bullshit. I look at this guy, and I think you fought more difficult opponents than him. I think that's fair to say. Yeah. And we know that he fought the who's who of 170 in UFC way back when, and he didn't have a really good go at it. And he kind of had to get exiled, and he had to fight in French MMA for a while. And I'm not trying to, well, maybe I am shitting on French MMA, but like, I don't think it's great. I don't think the level of competition is all quite there. Like when we're talking about the promotions that exist in France. So he's put 3 fights together in a row, but
it's you look at it regional,
Yeah, exactly.
You look at French regional MMA, not the greatest. You look at like Italians, same. Obviously they got their stars, but as a pool, you look at the UK. Look at that, like the UFC card that was on the other day. These are all my friends that are on these cards. These are guys who've been training and fighting against all this time. The pool in the UK and Wales is hard. I was fighting. As much as I say, like, he fought who's who, but like I watched this fight with that good-looking guy. What's his name? Does karate.
Northcutt.
Yeah. And Stace Northcutt lost that fight. It wasn't a good fight from anyone, but Gouti, I think, definitely won that. He just somehow spun that on decision. So, and I think, as you said, like, I don't like to poo-poo anyone. I think my A game is a lot better than his A game. But at the same time, like, I am confident in this fight. But because of that, I've done an extra 4 weeks camp. I've been traveling around the country just to get those extra rounds in, not to be complacent, not to be anything. And you know what? I am in the best physical shape I've ever been. Do you know what I mean? So I fucking I've never wanted, like, I got a baby now, right, and a young family, and I've never really thought about fighting other than it's a bit of fun and stuff like that. Now I think about it like, fuck, I need to hurt someone.
Well, I mean, because if you don't, you're talking about a 50% pay cut.
Yeah, as well as I want to try. I sat there, baby screaming, training hard. Life's hard. With a baby, a family, businesses. Now I really want to hurt someone. I used to think it was fun. Now I have done. I'm taking it for granted. Now I want to kill someone.
Well, and that's kind of a scary thought, because if you're just now starting to think about that, given your reputation and success, that's scary.
I used to laugh. Right? I could warm up next to my opponent and still fight against him just as hard. I'm probably the same now, but now my attitude the last fight or two is just completely changed. You know, why and what for and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm scared.
When I think about you, Lou, like you haven't been in Bellator for all that long, but you had a very successful career in Cage Warriors. You had overwhelming success in that promotion, and you've had overwhelming success in Bellator. One blemish against Encamp. Since then, you've gone on. You fought twice. You haven't even seen the second round yet.
Yeah, but you look at that fight with Encamp. I made a small mistake. He made a rash decision. If you watch that fight, you knew I was taking control, and I was just starting to fucking let's fucking have it. The fight, the ego in me got the better of me with that, trying to get him out there in the first round, and I've learned from that. There's no way he's a better fighter than me. Fuck that guy. And if his opponent pulls out, he's fighting a week after me. I'll turn up and fucking smash him again. Well, actually win this time though. Yes. So sorry. See how bad I'm getting?
No, it's perfectly. It's perfectly suited for you, my friend.
And I hate this fight persona, this angry sort of thing. But I'm shouting at people in Tesco's now. You know, I get pissed off. Just like the flipping like it's
when you look at Gouti and you're looking at the past three bouts, you haven't seen the second round. You're able to find quick finishes, the knee bar, the rear naked choke. And when I look at Gouti, I don't quite know if he really has the abilities to hang with you on the ground. Not many people do, but is that one of the things that you think about? Like, do you think that you have the obvious advantage there? Or are there other things about his game? Standing up, for example, are there things like in the stand-up game where you feel like you've seen something without giving anything away, but do you see something that you feel you can exploit from his striking skills?
Definitely. He's got a really good. He does lunge with his shots, right? But they are fucking on point.
Mm-hmm.
You see him catch people very easy with that quite a long cross or like a leaping left hook. And they are good. They are good punches, and there's things that's why, as I said, like I don't want to be overconfident, but his standing is his game. But he's confident to trade in the pocket, and he wants to get in the pocket and look good. And his knowledge of distance is pretty good. But the thing is, he's not fighting guys with my level of power either. I mean, like though I haven't shown much on my feet recent years, I mean, I've never stopped training stand up. It's only because it's just like, no, how are you going to fight? Well, I'll just take him down, tap him out, not get hurt, get back out, and then done, innit? The day will come. Maybe this day when I can't take him down, and you'll just see the fucking top level striking that I can perform at. I've been training with like world champion Thai boxers and boxers for years. It's only because my height is a little bit of an issue with most fights that I just think, well, pick my time in, shoot in, and it don't matter about your height on the floor, does it? But yeah. I mean, he's got those good shots, but as well as that, he's gonna get triggered to throw those shots at some point. He's got to punch me. He knows. When I train for a fight, what do I don't go, oh shit, he's got better grappling than me. Everyone goes, oh fuck, I got to defend the takedown. Oh fuck, I got to defend a rear naked choke. I just go, sweet. I'll just work on what I'll just work on whatever I want to do. Fuck this guy. He's got to think about me.
I think, Lou, one of the things that makes you a very scary guy is you are in your athletic prime now, but most importantly, this might seem anecdotal. I don't feel like you've taken a lot of damage though. Like these fights go to the ground and you're able to submit these guys, choke them out, put in a lock, whatever the case may be. These aren't drawn out striking wars like Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje or something like that. Like fights where you're taking a lot of damage. Like I don't see that from you. And I think that's amazing because you're just putting everything together. You have a long resume, and I feel like you have a lot more fights ahead of you. Whereas there are
Yeah,
other people that are different from you stylistically, but it's like, man, yeah, that guy might only be 28 years old, but holy shit, like this
fucking
guy's been in some
slurring already.
wars, right? And I don't
I
think
don't.
about that for you.
No, well, I don't want to be like I made a decision. Like I've had like one lesion up on my brain before. That could be due to many different factors. But I made an agreement that if I get any more of them, I'd rather die now of a heart attack than what my family watch me deteriorate into fucking Parkinson's over the next few years. So if I get anything else show up on the brain scan, I don't call it a day. But as far as like way I fight now is, man, I'm out there in seconds. I'm not getting hit.
Right.
I'm, I'm, I mean, as you said, Nick, my real game in this sport, like I've always said to myself, I'll retire at 35 over the recent years, just so it keeps my eyes on the prize now.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I will or won't, I say 35, just so I keep working hard now, and then the time's up and I can just relax. So I just keep that just as a thing. But the reality is, my body's more fresh than it's ever been. My mentality is a lot more fucking spiteful than it's ever been. I'm earning more money than I've ever earned. As I said, I'm not taking damage. People say, "Oh fucking hell, oh I don't want to get hurt." It's like,
You're not.
yeah, I'm not.
You're
I'm
not.
not.
And you're, so that's to my point. Like, you have a lot of fights under your belt, but at the same time, I'm just not seeing the damage there, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, well,
That
that's what I mean. It's fucking class, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, so it means that really it's just up to you and your family how long you want to do this. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're not taking damage and you continue to fight in the way that which you have, I think it means that you could be in this division competing at the highest level for the next 8 to 10 years if you so chose.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, like, I really believe in like that man's strength, like grappling strength, and my I travel around grappling, and this is just the culture of BJJ these days pisses me off. It's not being. Not, I'll just said something like this. Jiu-jitsu, I'll just pin you down and do what I want with you. And like, though I've got huge credentials in BJJ, but like that wrestling mixed with BJJ, I just crush people. I just crush people and dominate them. Use my weight. If I want to play fancy jiu-jitsu, I will. But fuck it, just pin people down, grab their neck, twist it the fucking wrong way, and get some money.
Bellator 280. I think that's what we're gonna see. And for those of you who haven't watched Lou fight, I don't know what you're doing. You need to watch him fight. He's going to definitely put on a show for everybody, particularly if you're stateside. You need to pay attention to this guy, because when I look at him, I think to myself, like, holy shit, like one more, and like we're going to be seeing you in some big fights very, very soon.
Yeah, but it's just mental, isn't it? I don't speak. I never speak highly about myself because it's shit. But it's mental that I just don't. What you look at some of my fights, I've got a win in 18 seconds. I've got a few rear naked chokes in under a minute. You're like, what the fuck are these other people doing? Like,
I want to see you in a big fight. I want to see you fight these guys in the top 10.
I'm gonna smash this guy, and I'm calling out Naeem Gracie. I want to tap him out and punch him in the face.
That would be a really good fight.
Yeah.
Actually, I would really like to see that, and you deserve a fight like that.
Yeah, and I think him coming off that loss to Rick Storley and me coming off a couple of wins, I think we'll meet in the middle now, and you'll see you might be forced to see the level of stand up which I've just been boasting about. Well, I doubt I'll tap him out.
I'm excited for you, and I feel like you're on the cusp of having a very, very impactful 2022. I am expecting you to get fights in America. I'm expecting you to get fights in the top 10 with the victory over your opponent in May. And before I let you go, Lou, I wanted to give you the opportunity. I know that there are a lot of people. I know you have a lot of supporters and a lot of people that probably pay your bills in order for all this stuff to happen. So if there's anyone,
I don't really have many sponsors. I don't really have many sponsors.
Wow, are you for real?
Yeah, man. I don't. To Tommy, these guys always do me good. They got a couple of friends that give me a couple of quid, but nah, it's to me, it's too much begging online. I got some people to give me a couple of quid, as I said, but I've never really been able to get any big sponsorships, and I just can't be fucked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're good as fuck. Why not? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know, man. I've just always been that guy. Like, yeah.
Well, shit. Well, for what I'll send you a sweater or something because that's bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, the time a long time sponsors me. I got a few guys like, but Subway's for foot long, sub long, and shit. Some of the day. Don't see why that didn't catch on, but yeah. But yeah, no. What I really want, I want a Stella Artois sponsorship.
Let's make it happen.
That's what I want.
Yeah, like we need to make that happen. I'm gonna just start like adding at all these like corporations. I'm gonna spam everybody. What about I don't know. Be a pitch man for something risque. It would fit your personality.
I mean, I'd love to do it. It'd be funny. I'd love to do it.
I think it'd be great. I think it would be really funny. And you can, I'll leave it. I've said some vulgar shit on this episode, so I will leave it to people's imagination as to like what I'm talking about. But I think you'd be a great pitch man for that kind of stuff. Yeah, like OnlyFans. You could pitch OnlyFans with an OnlyFans page. Think about it.
I don't want to say too much more.
Well, you know what? Some things are better left to the imagination. We don't want to give away all the secrets, but I'm looking forward to the foot picture gallery that you'll be putting up soon.
Yeah.
Lou, you're an absolute gent. I wish you the best of luck in your fight, and I hope we can do this again after you win, and we're talking about another big fight in the near future.
Yeah, slam me, man. Cheers, dude.
Cheers.